Hey guys, my name's Moss and today I'm going to be starting a Guild Wars Factions playthrough with you. Been playing Guild Wars for a very long time now, since I was probably about 12 years old, as the game's been out for around 15 years now, and still actually holds quite a lot of value as an MMO. It offers a lot of interesting things in comparison to other ones like the profession system, and the campaigns that were released still have exciting gameplay. Even though I've played through it so many times, I've still keep coming back. It's kind of provided so much entertainment for me over the years, and it's just something that I thought would be super fun to share with you guys. Not too sure what class I'm going to go with for this playthrough, but I do have an idea of the campaign I'm looking to try. It's definitely going to be my favorite one, as from my childhood. It brings me so much nostalgia. The factions campaign. Now the other campaigns are still good. The Prophecies being the original one, and Nightfall being, I believe, the newest one. Kind of like a African theme, but Factions is such a classic expansion in this game. The Asian aesthetic goes so well with some of the characters that it offers, and the storyline is just really interesting. The kind of infection that goes through the whole world that this expansion is set in, and your kind of mission to track down the source and destroy it from within. It's such an awesome storyline that's really fun to play through. Now, I'm not entirely sure which class I'd like to go with. They all have their benefits. The Warrior obviously just being your classic MMO class, kind of like a hack and slash way through, which is always fun, but I feel like sometimes it can be a bit one-dimensional, which is what some people are after, but for me I kind of like the more flexibility. The range is fun, as they provide lots of interesting ways of dealing with combat, whether you'd like to trap or tame pets and have them do the bidding for you. But also they are a strong PvE dungeon class, which is always good, but I'm not too sure what the long term of this series will be just yet, so I'm not too sure what class to go with. Nesma, again, is on the same page as a Ranger, being a strong dungeon class and PvE orientated, as well as PvP, but that is, with the game being so old, PvP isn't as popular as PvE. Now, there's so many options to pick from. My favourite class is definitely the Assassin, so I'm kind of leaning towards this one. Ritualist is an awesome class. Aesthetic is sick. They summon their spirits and have them attack for you. But I think I might just go with the full nostalgia trip of the Assassin. Now, male, you get the kind of dainty, stealthy female, or I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards the male. Some awesome armor to pick from. The hairstyle is always look at this guy. The hairstyle is always hard to pick. This is probably my most favorite bit from being a kid, picking the character, what they look like. I don't know about this whole Naruto look. I'm probably not gonna go with that one. The longer hairstyles are cool. The hairband. For such a classic loading screen, it really brings back so many memories of my kind of adolescence and my first gaming experiences. It's awesome, but I think it still holds up even to this day, which is actually pretty surprising. Graphically, it's a bit more basic, of course, being so old, but it still looks quite alright. Which hairstyle to choose? Definitely, yeah, that's the one. More of a classic face. Oh, he angry. I have to go with the angry boy. Dark hair. Bit lighter. It was gonna be me. It's gonna do it. Now I usually do just tend to go with the grey because the grey is just a nice colour. Some of the other colours are cool, but they're just a bit outlandish. In my opinion, just don't need that. He's gonna be just your. Let's go super short. Why not? And now the name, the most important bit. No numbers allowed. You have to have a space bar, 2 words. It's gonna be I'll just go with the classic boss mate. Now that's a classy name if I've ever seen it. And here it begins, the start of our new character in this playthrough, and I'm really keen to see where this goes because it should be a lot of fun to kind of revisit the game that got me into gaming, really. Like, this game has endless hours put into it, so much diverse playthrough, and honestly, surprisingly, has maintained a good player base for 15 years, which I don't think too many people would have expected. Now, I've seen all of these cutscenes 100,000 times, so I don't know if I'm going to sit through them, but I will go through the general storyline as I play and how it relates to me, my character, and yeah. Welcome. The first island. We're here. It's great fun. My guy's here, he's got his cape on. I'm not a cape guy. Can't deny it. I will fast track through some of the tutorial stuff because as a more experienced player in the game, I don't believe it's too necessary for me. I will go over the basic mechanics and of the game as we go through them, but yeah, so for now we should be pretty good to just come out of the tutorial here. Please let me into the monastery. I'm ready. It's one thing that that kind of always confused me a little bit with this game is how they'd always ask you like 3 times if you were ready or not. I found that kind of cute. Yeah, we're here. We've got our quest log to seek out this guy over here, go speak to him, see what he wants from us. Set my gold and go and meet the basic assassin. The first assassin quest, which is you pick up a few skills. It's not too hard of a quest, but we'll get there. Seeing that I've only really got these skills at the moment, I may just, and both being lead attacks, I may just see what attributes they are and go put some points into them. Oh, it's actually critical strikes. Look at me. Now, I do have the bonus items through the... I can't actually quite remember where you get them from, but at some point from purchasing the certain version of the game, I get all these bonuses, which some are useful of these weapons, but really the main ones that I'm going to be wanting is just the bow for pulling mobs from far away, and then this igneous summoning stone, which gives me an extra ally, which is usually quite useful when you are starting the game out, just to have an extra character in your party. But for all the other items, I don't really need them, so I'll just get rid of them, even though they are cool. But yeah, no need for them just at the moment. Now, party members to come with me. Usually, from memory, the first island of factions has some okay henchmen for what you need to deal with, but usually I just go with the healer and then 2 other. Maybe I won't go with the assassin, I'll go with the elementalist, just because casters are really useful in PvE scenarios in this game. It's always really handy to have them. Now, I have to go and find Jinzo and get my quest, which shouldn't be too hard. But one thing I usually do is you can actually get a smaller version of your inventory. Instead of having this whole thing out, you can just open your backpack pressing F9. And that is just an easier way of having your smaller inventory open. I can use my summoning stone without having to open the inventory completely, which is, that's a small thing, but yeah. So let's get to this dude and do our quest, and I'll see you in a second. It's not too far of a walk, but Jinzo is here. From memory, you just have to kill a few little easy spawnable mobs, and you get your good golds here. Any gold is nice to start out with. Kill my 5 dudes here. Now the assassin class in this game does have a unique combat system with the chain of attack. Some attacks will be they have to be performed in order, which is actually kind of a cool kind of combat mechanic, where it does actually could be confusing to some of like the newer players, as I may understand, but as you progress throughout the game, you realize that it actually has some interesting potential. And yeah, that's that. Gave me my gold and I'm out of there. I've already got enough to actually open my chest when I get back to Xingji or whichever next explorable area. Now, I have to travel to the next area, which from memory can prove a little bit challenging when you're at this point in the game. Really in my opinion, this part of the game can be considered one of the most difficult, as you're not able to just steamroll through things, and you actually have to be really careful because you can just die super easily, unfortunately. As the game progresses, you get stronger, your party gets stronger, the size of your party gets bigger, but these guys are probably even going to give me a little bit of a challenge. For newer players on this game, I'd always recommend in PvP situations to focus the casters first, or any healers, when you're approaching like a PvP. I mean, when you're approaching like your first interactions of the game, you really need to take care of the people who can do the most damage to you as quickly as possible. Now, while everything will do damage to you, the caster profession, such as like the ritualists, mesmers, will often do the most kind of bursts, so to get rid of them early in the fights is really useful. I do not think I could kill that guy. I really am unsure. I'll see if I can avoid him. Maybe if I use my bow, I'll pull him. Hopefully away from the other guys. My party down here. See if I can leash him away a little bit. And yeah, that should be good. Now we can... Oh no, we're gonna die here. I'm gonna ping this so my party goes for him, but we do have a few... This is risky, guys. Oh. I'm gonna heal here. Still just want to try and focus this guy. If I leash this other group up here, I think I'm screwed. But I might be able to take care of this boss and the other people. That's 10 energy. That is a lot of energy for someone my level. We got him though, which is awesome. Now these other dudes shouldn't even prove a challenge. The ranges are can be quite difficult in... I'm gonna heal here and then Shadow step in for extra heal. Rangers can actually prove pretty difficult sometimes because they have some avoiding, like their stances can make it impossible for you to hit them, and they just stand there pummeling arrows at you while you can't even attack them, which is quite annoying, to be honest. But killing that boss there was actually sick because I got a fair bit of XP and I only got a morale boost, which is awesome. We want to go for this monk out of this random drop down group that's here. I shouldn't be going for this ritualist, but we've already started, so we started on that ranger, so we might as well go in. Now I really need to get rid of this unsuspecting strike because it's my only lead attack, but it costs 10 energy. It's my only lead attack with it's actually decent. The dancing, like the spell, can work as a lead, but it just doesn't do too much damage. Well, I suppose it's similar, but yeah. There's I can't quite remember the name of it, but there's the one skill that you will use throughout your whole time whenever you play an assassin, which is one of the first skills that you get. It's kind of funny that one of the earliest skills you get in the entire game is probably going to be one of your most used skills the entire time you play the assassin class. Now, I'm not too sure with the direction of this series as to whether I should boost my way along, try and go as fast as I can, or if I should play slowly, like earning my weapons as I go. But I feel as if my initial idea, that's probably, in my opinion, the most fair way to go, is to use what I have on my account, but gradually improve it, as so I don't just completely speed my way through the game, but I don't get stuck, because I do have enough money and gear on this account where I could just boost the character with elite skills and endgame weapons and stuff, but I might give myself a few weapons here and there, just to make it go more smoothly. Another boss. I hope I didn't bite off more than I can chew here. I might actually go... Oh, they're level 7. You know what? I'm going to run and see if I can get to the next zone, because it's right here. That was a bad idea. Now, there's a good chance that my team may die, but I'm just that guy running. I didn't even realize, but my fire imp is out of... Like, my imp that I summoned is out of... not even following me anymore, which is kind of rude, if I will be honest. So we're into the next zone now, the Kenya province, which means we're actually getting quite close to where we need to be for this quest, and progressing not too bad. I have so many memories of this area as a kid, accidentally aggroing this group at this exact point in the game and dying every time because of it, because there is like, what? Let me have a look. Let me be careful not to aggro at first. But this dude, level 14, with all of his level 7 hunters around him. Is he dancing? But yeah, he will literally just ruin you when you're level 2, level 3. But I've accidentally aggroed that group so many times. More times than I can remember. So we're not doing that today. We're just going to move on through and find... Who are we looking for again? Panaku. And get this quest over and done with. I think he gives you more skills. It's 50 gold. That's what I want. That is what I want. And I'll definitely be hitting level 3 here, because close already. Yeah. Awesome. Accept that shit. Ah, now I have to go back. More skills. Awesome. Let's oh yes, I need to follow this guy now. I remember. Now I do have more skills to use. Got a dual strike, which is what you use after, just like the next progression. Shroud of Distress, awesome enchantment. That's what I love about assassins, is that they are so versatile, where you can be doing so much damage, AoE damage, while also being nearly invincible, and who doesn't love that? Should have saved my mana there, to be honest, as I have, how much? 25 energy, and my skills cost that much altogether, so I need to be using them a bit more, what's the word, safely? Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, Swifty, he's here. Sorry buddy, but your time has come. Oh, that's all she wrote. That was easy. Give me my money. Give me this quest, and that's us done. Back to Xingzhou. I do have a little bit of gold here. I probably should use it to open my chest, so I'm going to do that now. It is also on the way to the next quest. Show me that storage again. So I've still got a fair bit of money. I'm not sure if I have any spare daggers in here that I could pick up for the meanwhile, but we'll work on that when the time's right. I could just go ahead and use all of these, but I feel like I shouldn't have any elites until I earn them, because that would kind of just be a bit lame. I'm tempted to use just the regular times, because that isn't out of the realm of possibility as to what I could actually get, unless they are the ones that aren't from the campaign, of course. But should be a few in here that I'm gonna take. Like Dash is always a fun one. The good dagger spam abilities will see me through for the early game, I think. Death Blossom is also a great one. And then, as I said before, these cost 10 energy, and I don't got that. I don't got that type of energy to just be spending willy-nilly. So I will be going for a few different ones here. I think... Damn, it's been a long time. I can't remember which is the best one here. Is it Jagged Strike? For the lead attack? Because it's got a 1 second cooldown with a half-second cast time, which is what makes it so appealing. So I'll get that. Load them in. And see half-second cooldown, half-second cast time and a half-second cast time. So I can have my first 2 attacks out in around a second, and then this one, which is the main one that I want, Death Blossom, because it does AoE. So yeah, those are the main 3 skills that you need on an assassin to kind of thrive in PvE, as well as this one, not a bad one to have. Dash, I'll stick it in, why not? And yeah, I'm quite particular about how I organize the skill bar because I like to have ones that you can press at the front, at the start. So like 1, 2, 3 on my keyboard, 1, 2, 3, and then your death charge should always be after that, so you can TP in, and then your enchantments, and then your movement at the end. That's just me being particular, but I feel like it's a pretty efficient way to organize your skill bar. Now let's head up to, what's this place called again? Linux Courtyard, and see what our next quest wants from us. Yes, this is where I take my secondary profession, if I remember correctly. I think I usually go with warrior when you're playing an assassin, as it's probably the best or the most OP kind of secondary profession to have, as there's some skills, shouts, which don't require any energy to cast, but only adrenaline. So seeing that your attacks are so fast, you build up so much adrenaline and can cast shouts that help your whole team a lot. So I think the warrior might be the best one to go with here, as in the early game you kind of need these whatever boosts you can get, just so you can get through the slow stuff as fast as you can and start to continue into the later game stuff where it actually gets a bit more challenging. Now, since I leveled up, I can actually change my attributes around a little bit. Definitely gonna be going up on the dagger and the critical for the energy return on a crit chance, so that's always good stuff. Yeah, I gotta talk to this guy and see where he wants us to go next. I won't be taking any of these basic warrior skills because I don't really need them. For now, I'm just going to be sticking with my assassin ones. Could change it up once I get a bit more progress in the game, but yeah, there could be some fun hammer builds. You don't build too much axe stuff on warrior, or on assassin, sorry, or sword, but the hammer builds are actually pretty fun. Usually the warrior secondary kind of leans more towards just helping your team out, because your team can perform so strongly if they have just a few basic chants on them with extra armor or extra damage, etc. I feel like we've been here before, this deja vu just running down this track, but it has to happen. At least I have dash now. Shh. My schoolmates and I used to all play Guild Wars together when we were quite young, probably like 10 or 11 years old, and we'd all run around the schoolyard together as if we were using dash like this. It was so much fun. Looking back on it, we probably look like the weirdest dudes, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not ashamed of my past. It's the same dude again that we just put out of his misery before, if I'm not mistaken. What does he want from us this time? Don't tell me he wants it again. Now this skill is such a useful one, as I was talking about before. A shout for 10 seconds, parties in earshot have 5 extra armor. I want that. I'm going to replace my resurrection signet with that, because hopefully I don't really need it. And now we take him on. And just straight away, you can see how much more damage I was doing than before with the spammable dagger attacks. Just, that was so easy. And off we go again, another another quest. We're steamrolling through it. Another one here where I just have to go and meet, similar to the one we just did. I have to go and meet the early warrior training NPCs, and just you get a bit of early XP, which is nice, and it cements your secondary profession as well. But yeah, I'm gonna run to the next zone. Hopefully there isn't too much that I run into along the way, but yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get there okay. Ah, my team is aggroed a boss here. Interesting. We have to take him out. Luckily the monks are pretty easy to get rid of unless they're spam healing themselves. So, not too big of an issue. You'll have to let me know if you think it would be good or bad to just give my character max weapons and fast track myself through the early game. I usually would do that if I was building a character, but when playing in this scenario, which I don't play in too often, to be honest, but I feel like that might be a little bit, kind of might defeat the point of what I'm doing. So you'll have to let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I look forward to reading the comments. We're here now at Sume Village, and we're gonna proceed through and get this quest done. From memory, it's not actually in here, it's in the next zone, but to wait and see. Yeah, I have to keep going. Should I rethink my henchmen? No, I think I'm gonna stay with the same. I can't quite remember what they have as their skills, but these guys do me well. Or have done me well so far, at least. Let's go, Pengjang Peninsula. But yeah, as you can see with the first few quests, you don't need to worry too much about upgrading your starter armor or starter weapons. You can still power through them with relative ease if you're going for the right people, going for the right enemies, focusing the right professions first, etc. But it would be helpful, of course, to have better weapons, better armor, but I don't think for this, for right now, I think we're okay. There might be a few missions where oh, frenzy. Nah, I won't do that. Might be a few missions where you don't kind of end out too well at the start, but you can overcome the challenge, you know, just by playing the game a bit more carefully. A damn fine cup of coffee. So we're just gonna bounce through all these guys. That's what I love about assassins, just the spammable abilities. Oh no, she's blinded me, or she's got a dodge stance on. The main, most crucial thing for an assassin, in my opinion, that you can't really play them without, is a pair of zealous daggers. And zealous daggers give you energy regain on each hit that you do. So, as you can see, when you're spamming so many abilities, the energy return is actually so useful because it allows you to spam more and more and get through more and more enemies more quickly. So it's always good to use your map travel if you can, because we need to go back to Xingzhe to accept our secondary profession. You could run there if you want, but I'm not about that. I'm not about that life. You will find yourself running back and forth between the same spots in the early game, but it does keep happening a little bit, but not too much. too much as you progress throughout the game. Going back to Master Togo here to accept our secondary profession. We will get, hopefully, level 5 here as well. It's going to offer us all the skills that we've learned so far. And there we go, level 5. Officially an assassin slash warrior, which is awesome. Gives me the ability to use all these other attributes. Some are good. Tactics, for example, is what usually affects shouts that are quite useful, as I've said, on assassins. So if you have a few extra points, chuck them into tactics. It's never too bad of an idea. And now we just proceed back through the quest, back through the general quest line. We may be able to map travel, actually. Doesn't look like it. And yes, so I'll probably be going just to the first, ooh, I always get sidetracked by festival hats. Ooh, a scarf? Don't mind if I do. It's definitely a requirement. Oh, dashing. Anyway, where was I? I'll probably be only playing to about the first mission for this first episode, just to see, just to leave it on something entertaining, I suppose. We can get back into the first mission being, oh, the name escapes me, but we'll see shortly. And yeah, and then pick it up from there. This mission here has always been, this little kind of walk through to the first mission here has always been so annoying to me, because these guys just travel so slow and they attack every camp, even every minion, whatever you call them, enemies. Even if they don't attack you, and they just take forever. So the best way to do it, to speed them up, is just to kill everything inside. It's a bit brutal, but oh, look at that. Rewarded. So yeah, this is a bit of a repetitive one, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Killing all these little manta drones, level 1s, slaughtering. And this is what I'm talking about. Please. I just think the idea of the assassin profession is just so awesome, how you can shadow step around, be really hard to hit. Such a cool idea of a profession in comparison to the other ones. And then using the assassin as a secondary profession for other primary professions is also really fun. Like on a warrior, for example, shadow step, you can still shadow step in and slay the enemy quickly. It's a cool profession to play the game on, and that's why I've always gravitated towards it. One little tip that I do is I never click, well, I avoid clicking on things just because you have to move the mouse so much. And I have my nearest ally and nearest foe on 2 hotkeys next to my W key, so Q and E, so you can cycle through all the nearby enemies and foes really easily, and then just press spacebar to attack. Kind of makes it a bit easier to quickly shadow step to enemies, and yeah, it's just one little ease of access, I suppose, quality of life thing that I've found out by playing an assassin for way too long. We're here. Let's go. This is where I'll be leaving off the first episode of this playthrough, walkthrough of Guild Wars 1, and I hope you enjoyed it, guys, but yeah, I'll see you soon. I'm looking forward to any feedback and any other things that anybody watching might have to say. So just let me know in the comments, and I'll try and I will, as a matter of fact, address them in the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.